Hey guys, MLF Pro Jeff Sprague here. I want to go over a little bit today about one of the most versatile baits that I keep in my tackle box, and that's the Strike King swim jig. This is a 1/4 ounce Strike King swim jig. It's in perch color. I've got that with a honey crawl rage bug on the back end, or a rage menace. And this allows me just to cover a lot of water efficiently. And I can skip it under bushes. I can fish it over lily pads, grass. As you can see, we've got all kinds of targets and structure to fish with this bug today. So this is my favorite color swim jig that we have at Strike King. It's a perch color. And you can see the big flipping hook that we have in this bait. When you're fishing this grass and pads and structure and you hook a big fish on this bait, you have to have that hook to get him in. We make a lot wire hook too that I use a lot when I'm fishing open water and grass and things like that, because I don't have to jam those fish as hard to get a hook into them. But this particular hook, when I'm fishing heavy cover, is a mandatory for me. Another key feature that I'll do that a lot of guys do and some guys don't do and might not even know to do is you really want to trim your weed guard back a lot of times. It really improves your hookup ratio and your success of actually getting the hook into the fish. So I will actually cut 2 or 3 strands of my weed guard off. I'll cut the front 2 or 3. Just basically what that does is it thins it down a little bit. And then you can kind of see I've got it cut at a 45-degree angle here. That 45-degree angle allows when a fish when they grab a hold of this bait, it just bends easier and it just rolls right off into their lip and hooks them with this big old hook that we have. So those are a couple of really key features for me that attract me to this bait, because once I do get them to eat it, I'm able to get a hook in them and get them in the boat. When you're around these trees, you got to leave your weed guard sometimes a little bit more intact, just because you're going to be skipping in and around a bunch of wood and you don't want to be hung up, because you're gonna make bad flips, you're gonna make bad skips, you're gonna catch a wave, it'll throw your bait up into the bush, so on and so forth and things like that. And when you trim your weed guard right, it can prevent you from hanging up on limbs, and you don't have to go in there every single time and get it. You can actually just kind of fish it out. So when you're fishing these docks, it's really, really important that when you fish the docks that you fish them pretty thoroughly. And that's, it doesn't have to go thoroughly the whole time, because what you can do when you first start fishing docks is you can narrow down where is it on the dock that the fish wants to be. Do they want to be on the front poles, the back poles, in the middle of the dock, on the walkways? There's so many different places on a dock that a fish can get that you'll overlook them so quickly, and you'll rule out the docks, or you'll rule out a certain certain docks and things like that. But it just gotta have to pay really close attention to when you fish the docks, where the fish came from off the dock. And that will really improve your success as far as narrowing down where the fish are. And then ultimately, you just catch more fish, because you can narrow your target area on the dock down and not have to worry about fishing the whole thing as quite as much, because it's pretty obvious most of the time that when a fish tells you where they want to be, the majority of the fish are all going to be relating to the same parts of the dock. And that's the Strike King swim jig, the most versatile weedless bait in my box. Whether I'm fishing grass, laydowns, overhangs, skip it, chunk it, wind it, kill it, it doesn't matter. This one catches a lot of fish. If you want to know more tips and techniques, go to MajorLeagueFishing.com, check it out and see for yourself.